Okay, so let's start. So today we are going to discuss uh, the one of basic core principle of object-oriented programming language is inheritance. Okay, first confirm my screen is visible to you. IntelliJ IDEA.
Yes, sir, it is visible.
Okay, good.
Continue.
So first you consider inheritance as a definition. If you can go through on the internet or you can go through a book, lots of definition you can find. So definition perspective, inheritance is just simply a the concept where say as a word say inherit means the property or a behavior or a method. Let us like we have written a class A, okay, and here I can define the field 1, field 2, method 1, method 2, okay. But I look at this method, I want to use another. Let's we are now we are writing class B, okay. So class B, I want to use this method again. Same method I want to in this method as well as this class. So what happened? We have to write same method inside this class as well as. So is there any feasible कि this code whatever written in this side method of class A can use B class or not? So you can say yes. So this class A data member can be inherited in the B class. So whatever the here declare variables or methods or anything that can be available in this B class also. So you can say inheritance just allow one class can inherit the property or behavior of an object, of an existing object you can say. First, for inheritance you must need first one class exist, and from this class you want to same behavior or property in another class. So I have to just inherit means ki these are property already you can get in this class as well as. So you don't need to write duplicate code. Whatever here you declare, all the things you can get here. So as per the definition, inheritance is the process by which one class can inherit the property, field, method, variable of an existing class. So this existing class known as a superclass or base class or parent. This the class which inheriting the property, getting the methods that is defined inside another class known as a base class, subclass, or drive class. So this is you sometimes say this is the parent class or this is the child class, or sometimes say this is your base class, this is your subclass. So lots of mm, words you can represent. The meaning is just something one object already holding, and we have a new object, and I want to something from this old to new object. That is known as a inheritance. So inheritance generally not always apply until this is not needed. Okay. So let us hear uh, inheritance. For example, let us write class class A. Okay. Example. Just class base. We have a base class. This just here I have some method variable like variable one. Okay, and we have some method. Let us like void method. Okay, so This is okay. But uh, let's assume now you can create the object of this class. It's okay. There is no any problem. Object of new base class. And now from this, you can invoke this variable. You can invoke this variable. You can access out object dot. You can access variable one, or even as out. You can say object dot your method. It's okay. But method return void, so you cannot write inside a. If you run, there is no any problem. So similarly, let's you need to create another. While the things are zero, no problem. Let us you create another class. Instead of method, let's key here say calculate sum. Okay, calculate, calculate. They are just calculate, and it will take some two input like integer x and integer y. And here what they are saying, they return some value. Now let us write what is the x and plus what is the y. And here say let us one uh, value, and just you want to calculate say x plus y, and you say return yes. Also print yes. This is the one method we retain. They calculate, you pass two number, and whatever they want to, they return the sum. Okay, and uh, so let us here. So now you write another class. Let say a subclass. Okay, in subclass, whenever you creating object of subclass, uh, subclass object. Okay, you here you can only access those are defined inside the subclass, but in this subclass you cannot define anything. But let's I want this subclass method can invoke like a if base class are able to invoke dot like calculate and pass to number. Okay, they will calculate it. Okay, this will calculate it what is the sum. But in similar kind of functionality I want to from this object as well as. So if you write and you can try to get that dot calculate, you have there is no any calculate method. So two options. You can just copy paste this code inside another here. Here say ki this is inside this is the base class, and you say ki this is a subclass. And now after that you notice that I am able to invoke calculate method and calculate the method. So this class also have a calculate method, this class also have a calculate method. But here the problem is that you are same code copy here and same code copy here. So generally this is a one thumb rule. Please avoid copy paste code. So is there any way if this class already defines something, they won't inherit, they won't get itself. Yes, you can. So you can say, I'm not already this class already have defined this method, so I'm just inherit from here. So I'm say extend your keywords and just say base. Done. Now this subclass get this. method and this variable from this object. So now you notice this from this subclass you can still invoke the your calculate method. There is no any problem until you are if you are not writing this line of code, you not making any inheritance. If the compiler don't know about the calculate method, compiler say cannot resolve the calculate method because this subclass have not defined anything here. So the one way we say hey subclass can you inherit the variable or method from some another class. So we have another class already, base class. So say you just inherit, here inherit words for like extend and just say base class. And now your compiler will happy, they can invoke the calculate method. Till now, is there any doubt?
No, sir.
Okay. So let's more further. Question ki what the things here अब now base class have a capability. Base class it defines something here. The base class decide ki which field and which method my subclass can inherit. So if let's here say I can write private, and what happen? What subclass is it still able to access this method? No.
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 Means uh, only those things which base class want subclass can access. Only those are allowed. If something this base class doesn't want, they just change the access modifier. Say okay, this is my personal. I don't want anyone can do. So first things, only those data member which are going to inherited in subclass that is not private. All the private variable method is not inheriting. This is the one rule. So let us I want to override. I want only this variable not allow, but this method should be allow. So a compiler will happy. Yes, it's allow to invoke the calculate method of base class. It's okay. Sometime you notice I have inheriting, but the output they are printing like base, right? You notice. So someone say ki this code is executed by base class, right? Because this is the inherited method. Here say base class. So something is it possible ki I want here this base class calculate are just calculating a two number. I want to this subclass say ki I want to calculate the three number. Okay, there is no any some method available. So two possibility here. Or even you can define here one thing. Let's see, I am going to define the calculate method that will take three parameter. One thing I can say I am going to define three parameter here. Z. Whatever the value is a Z. Here say ki this is subclass and just you uh, plus the number. Now when you run, you will getting the subclass. But you notice we have already one method available in this class that take two argument. So this public class you can also invoke from here. You say I'm instead of this two variable, first two variable, I can calculate function in no calculate from the upper class. I pass x comma y and get the result whatever the value, and after that I can Us here. Okay. So here base class have a capability to directly invoke this method, or base class can invoke this method. So now base class, you say base class have a two capability. Base class can cal base class have a two method. One is a three parameter, one is a two parameter. That means ki this method is inherited from the superclass. This method is from his base subclass itself. So sometime you can define you can define same class method which is defined inside the superclass. So but here you notice here this method is take a two parameter, this method take a two different three argument. If you run, there is no any problem, it will work. Okay. Yeah. So this concept last time I discussed कि one class subclass can define multiple methods. So here, but look like in this class you have defined only one method, right? Calculate take a three argument. But here from this object you can invoke method one and method two as well as. Even if you just invoking this and just running this, your subclass, this function can invoke the superclass. So you notice first superclass subcalculated, this is superclass subcalculated, and after that your subclass. So this is the only one rule you should know. From the subclass, you can invoke any superclass method. That is not private. Till now, any doubt?
No, sir.
Okay. So
Yes,
some
just like one doubt. Like
Mhm.
sometimes we use super dot calculate. So
Yes,
where to use
yeah,
that?
yeah. You can here say super dot. There is no problem. There is no problem. So problem when why need a super? Let's assume someone developer can say till now we can super means this is the subclass and this parent class is a base is a super means you want to access some super class function. Okay, so let us hear why write I am this super, because this indication clear indication super dot calculate, this means you are saying ki just go to this super class means base class and find this calculate method you can define here. So let us assume sometime this will help in the case of confusion. Might be case, let us in the case of variable here. Just for I'm just opening the public, okay, so that this variable can access. So let us, this is the 100 value, and you can also define same variable inside your subclass. Okay, let's assume. And now here I want to print as out uh, this variable. I want to print this variable. So notice which value they will print. Let's here 200. Okay. So this variable is printing this value or this value, because these are the inherited. This is a public data member. So here compiler always give preference to his local. So always look this variable defined inside my subclass. So always print this 200. If you run this, always print 200, right? 200. But our intention here, I want to access the super variable, not this subclass variable. So here super will help us to getting, if you say super dot. So super dot say here you inform compiler, don't look this variable inside this class, go to the base class and find out base class defines the variable name. Yes, you can just use. sometime when compiler are confused to figure out from where they can find. So you have to use super. Just like in last section we have discussed this. When compiler confused ki where this variable is found, local or instance variable. Similarly here, sometime you can define the same variable here, same variable here. How compiler know ki developer which variable want to print here? Here I want to print this local variable, so you can say maybe this here, or you can say here write this. This is say this represent your current class, okay, and super represent your base class. So if you run, you notice that this is getting the current value, okay, this getting the your value from the itself class, and super invoke your super class, the 100 value, right? So this and super, these two keywords Java offer to help developer in this line. Right, while writing code you want to, your intention was printing this value or this value. Maybe due to the same name, compiler always preference this one, but you want, no, I want to this. So you have to inform compiler, hey compiler, don't read this, you read this. So how you to inform compiler? You give some indication. This is the indication. Indication they, hey, hey compiler, you refer this variable from his superclass. Similarly, here you say, hey compiler, you calculate this function, go and find from his superclass. Super means base class. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sometime in this example, we have defined same variable look like here and here also. Similarly, can be possible you can define same function here also. Let us here say it's a subclass. But in this say we want up now if you not specify this, okay, so which calculate function compiler invoke? Compiler invoke your base class, not going to invoke this one, because this calculate function already find inside his own class. Say let's say this calculate, say I am going to multiplying, not division, I am going to multiplying. But here you want to plus, but this plus function is defined inside here. If you run it, if you run it, you notice that uh, this calculate function always invoke his subclass, right? They are just multiplying these two, notice, because they are invoke here. But here your intention was not invoking my this class. My intention was I want to invoke the superclass. So you have to say compiler, hey compiler, please don't use my calculate function, instead use a super. And you notice super will invoke means base class. Now notice the your base class invoke here, and they just a sum. So sometime this keyword super help us to indicate compiler in case of confusion. If
Uh,
you have not defined two same, that might be not needed you. Yes.
and so, like you have defined the calculate method two times in this our base
Mm,
subclass. So
right.
how compiler will know that which method to use, first one or the second one?
Uh, I'm not getting question again. You are coming
Like
from where you want to thinking here? Which function
in the
invoke?
in subclass.
In subclass here. Okay. If you have
Like
this class, okay, this class
we have
define one variable, one method, and one method. Next question here.
yes, but the name of both method is same. It is
Same.
calculate.
Yes.
Yep. Then how compiler will know which method to use?
Use. So how to use this method? First, you have to create the object. Here you have to create the object, right? and then invoke the method, right? If here
Yes.
you pass a two argument, yeah, three argument, you have both option.
Yes.
If you pass one, two, three argument, the compiler invoke your three argumented code. This one. If here you pass only two argument, this will invoke your two argumented. Is it clear? The whatever the method you define inside the subclass is there is no any problem. You can define any number of method, but these are only used when you can create the object and going to invoke. Here you are
And so
invoking,
their name can be same.
name can be same. Okay, so this
Okay.
concept known as a method overloading. Okay, whenever you are defining more than two method with the same name, known as a method overloading.
Overloading.
Correct?
Yes.
Why we do overloading, sir? Just name it different.
Just let's
Do
see here. I want to sum. Okay, sum for two number, sum for three number. Let us rename.
right here product.
Let's rename it. I am okay. Here say sum. Okay, and here also say sum. You sometime you want to sum up two number, or sometime you want to sum up three number. Is it okay? Required or not? Sometime you want to sum up only two number. Sometime you want to sum up the three number. So your business logic is only sum. So your method name should be the sum, but they have a different input. So in this way, sometime our class need to provide more than one method with the same name, but they want different input. So this is the precondition of overloading. Whenever you are doing method overloading, please ensure your input argument must be different. Is it clear? This is the principle in the case of method overloading. Method overloading, when one class define more than one method with the same name. Is any
Okay.
doubt with the overloading?
No.
So this is the one thing. One concept, no, one class can define more than one method name in the same class. That is known as a method overloading, but with condition. You cannot, let's just remove this. So compiler not allow, you can create two classes with the same name and same number of argumented. Now compiler confused. This is the duplicate, right? This is the duplicate. So you cannot create a duplicate method inside a one class. Here compiler confused. I am going to invoke this method or this method. So please be note, whenever you are doing overloading, please be ensure you cannot just it is not meaning just change the here value. Well, let's here say I y, here say x. No, compiler understood this method will take two input parameter. This is also say this will take two input parameter. For compiler, both are the same thing. And in this case, compiler give the warning you cannot define more than one function with the same name and same parameter list. Your parameter list must be different. Might be you can say here float. It's okay. Now, first method will take a two argument. First is integer, second is integer. It's okay. Second parameter say, okay, it is an integer, it is a float. This is a different. So whenever you invoke from here, so let us just comment it. Here say base class dot sum. I want a two method. Sum is the take two primitive integer. Sum will take two primitive one int one float. This is the method overloaded. Here you can pass 10 comma 20. So this will invoke your which method that have a take two primitive integer. This is a primitive one, primitive two. It will works. Might be you can say subclass dot sum I pass one primitive another floating number, double number, 10 and comma say 10 20.1. So here you pass a float number. Here so you have float number. So here you specify I am farting float. So it will take as a one float number. So compiler are distinguish this with a parameter list. So please, whenever you needed to write more than uh, one more than the one method with the same name, you must distinguish with the different parameter list. Might be if both are here, this method also take a two parameter. This is also take a two parameter. So must ensure the data type must be different. You cannot say both are the int. No. Or you can change this just new parameter add. It will happy. There is no problem. Now compiler no. If someone calls some method with a two input, I can invoke this. If someone calls three input, I invoke this. So these are the some prerequisite for your method overloading. When you defining more than one method in one class, please be must ensure your this parameter list must be different. If both are the same, compiler is not allowed to write more than one method with the same name and same parameter list. Compiler allow you can write more than one method with the same name but must be different parameter list. So is there any doubt till now?
Yeah. And sir, this is concept known as overloading, like same name method written in same class. And if we write like firstly we have the calculate method in our base class, then we written
Mhm.
in our subclass.
Hmm.
So that is the overriding concept.
Let's also come here. New concept also come. First overload clear?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like we wrote the same method, same name,
Uh,
but given the different parentheses. I
Parameter
mean
list.
different.
Yes. Hmm.
inf- Like
So now the overriding is similar. Let's you can define the same function inside your subclass. There is a no any change. Method name change same and parameter list be same. This is known as a overriding. Overriding means you want to give the new definition. Here calculate say I want to sum. I just want to return your sum. Okay. But this calculate say I want to return your multiplication. I want to return your uh, multiplication. Means
okay.
ki your signature exact same, but logic should be changed. Generally, why you writing the same function two time means here your calculate just summing, but our calculate want to multiplication. So I want to change this logic. So in this
So
situation, in this
parameters can be different or it should be same.
again, if the parameter are same, this concept known as a overriding. Correct?
Okay.
And if if you can again uh, change the parameter, let's see instead of this you can write another function which you change the parameter. Let's you change here double. Okay? So here just it will take a double. Okay, output will be double. Okay, return type should be, let's key somehow I return, let's just leave it, just leave it as of now. Okay, so here you are defining calculate function same as here, but you change the parameter list, right? So this calculate method is known as a overloaded. how
Okay.
how this subclass have a two calculate method. One calculate method is this and one is this. Let's if you remove it itself, you say subclass have a two calculate method. If you notice here, just comment out here say subclass dot calculate. You notice they have a two method calculate. One is int double, one is int. So this is come from inherited from a superclass. But inside your subclass you can define this. So this is also known as your method overloading. Means means here whenever you are writing same method as defined in the superclass, if parameter you change, then this is the overloading. If you are not doing changing parameter, same signature, so this is your overriding. So you can say he in this example, so this is your overloaded method, this is your overridden method. Why? The same signature whatever here you, same here you. So this is a overridden. This is the indication IntelliJ idea, so this is the overridden method. Or this is overloaded because this subclass method have a two calculate function. One is the int double, one is the int. Till now, any doubt?
Sorry. Subclass as overridden or over what? What were two words? Sorry, overridden and
Yes,
Overloading.
this now Najay overload when you have a define the different input parameter list. Okay, whenever you change the different parameter list, known as overloading. Okay, whenever you defining the same signature as in a super, same in a sub here, no change. No change is known as your overriding. Overriding. If you are writing same method that is defined inside a superclass in your subclass, you are not doing any signature change. In this scenario, you can say calculate method is override. But whenever you change the input parameter list, you can say you are overloading the method. Minor differences, right? Is any doubt? Overloading,
sir,
overriding,
when the method name and the inputs in the brackets are same, that is overloading,
overriding,
overriding. And when the method name is same and the inputs are different, that is overloading.
loading. Correct. You have to note whenever one class contain more than one method with the same name, with the same parameter, you can say overriding. With a different parameter, you can say overloading. Is it clear?
Yes,
This
sir.
is very minor differences. Please be sure. Okay? Means please be sure whenever you are writing the same function inside your subclass, you can say you are overriding. Overriding means here just you want to change the definition, logic, whatever. Here I want to plus, here I want to multiplication. So whenever you want to just change the logic, you have to need to override. Here you can good thing you can write here annotation, annotation override for indication. At the rate override. Right? Here you can write the annotation. I think annotation till now we have not studied. Just leave it. Okay.
But so like overriding, we can just do it in the in just in the inheritance. We can't do it
Yes.
in the same class.
Correct. In same class, it will say duplicate method.
Yes.
So this is the only major difference is overriding. One second, my battery is low. Okay, sorry. So, Balwant, you are right. Overriding only possible in the case of inheritance, be thumb rule. But overloading can be possible
It
in one
can be
class
done in same class.
in the inheritance in both cases.
Okay.
So let us look some.
ओवरराइडिंग अलग अलग च होनी चाहिए है.
This is a very good concept method overloading and overriding. Generally, maybe ask in your question answer interview any places. Okay, so this is one of the very core principle of Java support method overloading and method overriding. So let us here I give some use cases. How it's used. That's one more thing. Here you have a two option. You have base class object, okay, and you have a subclass. Just a base object and is a sub object. Okay? Here you can declare two variables. So please note in base class you can initialize with a new base class, sorry, new class. Okay, till now we have a study means ki this base class can be initialized with the this base class. Whenever you invoke base class dot, now you have calculate function. This calculate 10 comma 20. So this will invoke from the base class. Is it clear? Because here you created the base class object and you want to invoke. So this will always invoke the base class method. Till now, it's no problem, I think. Yes? Is it no doubt? You can create base class object and invoke. But we have another option here. Your base class can also be initialized with the new subclass. Your base class object can be initialized with a new subclass. And if you again invoke this same function here, in this case, this calculate method is invoke of a subclass, not a base class. This is new thing for you. Right? Notice this calculate, let's change the number 2, 3. Is change the 2, 3. Here just sorry 2, 3. Here just change 4 and 5.
तो ये ही करता हूँ like sir, you have assigned the same variable and
Yes,
you have made now it the object of the subclass. Firstly it was for the base class.
yes,
What is this concept? We haven't did it before.
yes. This is the known as a polymorphism. Okay, your same object. This is the same object, base class object.
Yes.
Sometime have okay. Whenever your base class object you are created in memory. Okay, this way you created the one object base class. This is the base class
Yes.
object. You created another object subclass. So in your stack memory, two objects are created. Okay, here say base class equal to new base. So whenever you are using the new keyword, your one object created in your heap memory, right? With the base class, and this is the base class object created, and they are assigning to this, right? Now say
Yes.
the base class dot calculate. The compiler says, okay, this is the base class. So just go inside the base class and invoke the calculate function and return the sum of whatever input you are given. Is it clear?
Okay.
But Java also say your base class object can, in the base class object you can assign any subclass object. This is the here principle. Your base class object can assign your subclass object. So in this case, whenever you create a base class, you can new subclass, again new subclass object created, and you say ki this assigned to base. So now this base going to this. Now this is the cut. One variable hold one references. So in this time you say ki dot calculate, base dot calculate. The base dot calculate is invoke the your subclass calculate method. This is known as a runtime polymorphism. So runtime polymorphism is runtime polymorphism. Which object you are assigning? If you are assigning this object to this variable, this function will invoke. If you assign this object, runtime here runtime this object base object are changed. Sometime you are referring this, sometime you are referring this. So this is known as a runtime polymorphism, and that is overriding. Here you are invoking overridden method.
So then what is the need of creating the sub-object of subclass?
Reason is that this calculate are returning the plus operation. This calculate returning their multiplication.
Like if we created the object of the superclass, that
Hmm.
object we can use to calculate anything of the base classes also of that the
Yes,
child.
yes. So this is the capability of base class. Base class can hold the object of base class itself or can hold the object of its subclass. This is the new capability you want to learn here. Till now, you know, is whenever you are creating object, always you can assign the base. But inheritance help us the new capability. In the base class object, you can assign the new class object, yes, subclass object, any subclass object. If this is not a subclass, just remove it. Now you cannot allow here. Compilers say here this is the base class object. You are assigning the subclass object. Both are the two different things. So this inheritance help a capability to your Java compiler. You can assign base class object in any subclass variable. So this is the before if you are not using inheritance, if you are two class, base class and subclass. So independently you can just create only base class equal to new base class. You cannot say base class equal to new subclass. So this is the new feature added by your inheritance. Now, here this variable which object hold in this line this calculate function is invoked from the base class. In this line same calculate function is invoked from your subclass. So here you must until your subclass is not a inheritance from base class, it is not feasible. This is not feasible. So this is the new things you are studying. Here you can write base. Okay, let's one. Here you can write base. Okay. Generally, whatever you are object creating here, same time writing here. But here, this is the base, this is subclass. This is two different things. Only feasible due to the inheritance. Right?
Yes. Yes, answer like in line 26, we can directly write base object. Oh, this is another object.
Ah,
Object and object one. I thought it is the same
yes.
object.
Yes, this is the new things you learn. Till now, it is not feasible. without inheritance.
Okay. And so now here we for the subclass object, it will directly use the calculate method from the
Let's
subclass.
let's create new subclass. Okay, this you already know. कि here subclass. So whenever you get subclass dot object calculate, here calculate have overloaded method, right? Dot calculate. You have a two option. You can pass two primitive, or you can pass one int. So whatever is, let's give pass two integer. Okay, so they invoke whatever defined inside this class calculate function. So in calculate function have a one calculate method that will take two integer. So if you need this class, this will invoke. Okay, if you run it, in this way, be plain simple. If you are creating a subclass object as an assigning in a subclass, so you always get the logic whatever defined in your subclass.
And so like you have did in line 25, it firstly we have defined it as a declared it as a base object, but then
Yes,
initialize as a new subclass. So now
yes,
it would be subclass object or the base class object.
subclass object. Let
Okay.
us hear what happen whenever you are going to create a subclass object. Okay, the first your subclass object before creating subclass object, new base class will created because your subclass is inheriting from the superclass, right? So in memory, you notice two objects are created, one for your base class, one for your subclass. So let us how to prove it. So let's just write constructor here. Okay, now whenever you can create your constructor invoke, let's just write here s out your base class constructor. Okay, and similarly, let's you can create a here subclass constructor. So you know, right? So just let I just commented out everything. Now, whenever you writing this code, you are assigning base class subclass object to the base class. Okay, let's first comment out this and run pale without it. You know, whenever you are creating any base class, first constructor invoke, right? If you run it, your base class constructor invoke, your base class invoke. That means this class was used, right? Till now there is no problem. But when you comment out and you run this code, now you say I am creating a subclass of object. Let us assume here instead of writing this, just use the instead of this, just plain, just use this way. If you create the subclass object, in subclass you say a subclass is the parent of your base class. The first your base class object you will create means this constructor invoke, then this will run. So if you run it this way, if you run it, you notice first your base class constructor invoke, then subclass constructor invoke. So whenever you are creating the object of your subclass, and whenever your subclass is extended to the base class, the first your base class object, this object will create internally, and after that your this class right. Let us here. Is it clear? You can print something here. Let's key here. You print something like this, and you notice here would be 100, and if you print here, this will be 200. Is it clear? Whenever here I am creating in this whole main application, yours all are commented code. Only creating one object, new base. But you notice first base class object created, then subclass object. So internally you can say whenever you are creating your subclass object in memory, you have only one reference variable. One reference variable your sub. But whenever this line execute new bus subclass inside the memory, new object created for subclass, but before creating subclass, they create a base class object and subclass object, and both are considered as a only one object, and that will refer here. So internally, base class also object created and subclass also object created. So you are getting this is the base class value, this is a subclass value. Is it now clear?
So the
Any doubt?
concept is like, sir, the extended class, like here, subclass is our extended class. So firstly, it goes through the full like constructor of the
Base class.
base class. Then after that, it goes through the constructor of its
Yes.
own class.
The first your base class object will create it and then subclass object will create it. I make a relationship here.
Yes. And like, sir, some examples we have did in our
Okay. So,
constructor, we
yes,
override our constructor.
yes. So one thing till now is clear. Now let's jump to the main topic. Okay, here. See, here you change. Here is your subclass. Here your base class. Is it only feasible because the inheritance? Because this class no extend the base class. So this base class can be you write in the left side as well as. So till now here subclass, base class, no problem. But here you are changing. Here you are writing a subclass, here you are writing a base class. So in this scenario, whenever you run this code, run it.
Yeah, comment one more line.
Okay, sorry. So in this case, whenever your code run, whenever going to create one stack reference, base, okay, and now creating a sub object, okay. So here in heap memory, again subclass, the subclass before going to create subclass object, they are going to create base class object. First base class object created, your base class constructor invoke. After that your subclass constructor invoke, subclass constructor invoke. After that this object is assigned to here. And whenever I say ki base class dot calculate, okay, you can invoke this calculate function of overridden. Here one thing you have noticed, you can only invoke here, you can only invoke calculate function that is defined in the base class. So you cannot invoke any method that defined in the subclass. Let us example. If you look the code here, in base class, you have a this function will take only 2 parameter. But in the subclass, you have a take 3 parameter. Oh, sorry, this 2 parameter. Or you can say, let us here you write one more function. Let uh, uh, int int another method. Okay, that's out. So another will invoke from your here. The base class object dot you can invoke another. Okay. So whatever the method defined inside a base class, you can invoke. But in the subclass, all the method defined in subclass, like you can define subclass some function or some two, you cannot invoke. Here, let's you try to invoke dot sum. Dot sum. Sum is not invoked. Still you are assigned the subclass. Subclass have a capability ki some method will take it to sum, but you cannot invoke the sum here. because this reference base class, whatever defined in this base class define this variable, this method, only those things you can call here. So this you cannot call because sum is sum is not not defined in base class references.
So why we need this? We can simply create one object of base class and one of subclass and then call
Yes, you
every
can.
method.
Yes, in a subclass, yes, in subclass you can call each and everything because they have inherited. Here you can call subclass, can sub object can call your sum. You have a 2 comma 3, it works. Here I am trying to say, here you are creating the new subclass. So don't expect कि all the method of subclass you can invoke here. No, because you are assigning the reference in the base class. So whatever define the base class, only those method you can call. But in the case of subclass, here still creating object of subclass, but assigning in the subclass. So whatever defined in the subclass, you can invoke both. So don't assume if we are creating the subclass object of subclass, so we can invoke all the method of subclass. Here some you cannot invoke. Here you can invoke some because the reference assigning to the subclass. So this is also one rule. Whenever you are assigning subclass to your base class, please note you cannot invoke all the method of subclass from the your base class reference. Only those method you can call that is defined in the base class itself. But in the case of subclass invoke all the method that is inherited from the base class and all the method defined in the subclass. So this is concept known as a your whenever your base class, you have a base class but the logic calculate function come from your subclass. So this is a runtime polymorphism known as runtime polymorphism. Runtime, this calculate function is defined. Let us you write here. Write one function like static void so. A so function say I want to take a base so function take object of base class. Okay, and from base class you can invoke base dot calculate. Okay, 2 comma 4. So let us just I commented out. So here now we have created one so function. Let's see so function I call. Okay, in so function, if you pass the base class object here, we have another option here. Here we have one base class object, a one just here. When you pass this object, when you pass this object, means you are passing the base class object. This output come this function will invoke from your base class. Okay, if you run output, okay, what is the problem? So return missing. So our here what happened? This function is invoked 2 4 you pass 2 4 you are getting a sum. This come from your base class. Is it? Let's comment it out. So let's comment it out. Let's comment it out all the things. So here you say if you have a base class obj equal to new base. Okay. Now you invoke so function. Okay. So You have created the base class object. So this calculate function is invoked from your base class. Is it clear? There is no doubt. But is it also possible? Is it also possible you can pass your subclass? So this calculate function is run from your subclass. So this calculate function is run behavior change depend upon the what object you are passing. Now if you run it, you notice the output come from your subclass. So the here calculate function is the same, but it output will different when which object you are passing. When you pass either base, here say base equal to, whenever you pass new base, this will invoke base. At same time, you show function you call with the subclass. So this show function, yeah, this line is depend upon the what calculate function invoke depend upon the what object you are passing. So you notice the first time whenever this so first time call, first time this will come from your base class. Whenever second time this will invoke from subclass, because some time you pass subclass object, sometime you can pass as a base class object. This feature is known as a method overloading here, and this method method overriding is applicable on the runtime. It is also known as a runtime polymorphism.
Okay, sir, but like firstly you have said that if we assign any variable in base class and make it the new like in a subclass, then we can just use the method from our base class.
Correct.
So then, but here we are using from the subclass, like,
Okay, because this subclass is overridden this calculate method,
okay.
right?
So if the subclass doesn't have any method, so
It will invoke
like
from a
the sum
subclass.
method,
Hmm.
so then it will just go to base class.
Correct.
Okay.
So both concept, whatever you learn, method overloading or method overriding, both known as your polymorphism. This is the one principle of your OOPS polymorphism. Polymorphism can be two kind of method overloading and method overriding. Method overriding known as a compile time polymorphism, a method overriding known as a runtime polymorphism. So this terminology might be you go to the book and find polymorphism. Polymorphism means this is only one form can have a different truth. In the case of calculate, calculate is work differently depend upon the which object you pass. So all the method overriding is the example of your runtime polymorphism, and all the overloading here, some function like overloading here. This overloading is also form of your polymorphism, but the compile time polymorphism. So all this concept you have to learn and discuss again. Lots of confusion come when you write this code, right?
Sir, tomorrow we will again discuss this, please.
Yes. So these here we have today we have learned polymorphism. Polymorphism is a two type of polymorphism. One is a compile time polymorphism. That means your method overloading, right? Here method overload means a different signature with the same name. Second time of polymorphism is runtime polymorphism, where you are define overriding means same class as declared in the superclass you are defining inside your subclass. This is the overriding, and this is known as a runtime polymorphism. Till now, in your mind, you have any question?
No, sir, we will practice on our own this, and
Yes,
tomorrow we can discuss the
yes,
problem.
yeah. So in short, we have covered the inheritance part. Inheritance is just nothing. You have a one class, okay, and you have write another class, and you want to some feature your behavior from your existing class. So just use the extend keyword and implement your extend the base class name. Now this class subclass inherit all the public data member inside your subclass. This is the inheritance.
Sir, everything got cleared, but the thing we did at last, creating the object and doing news base class or
Yes,
subclass, this
this is the
thing we
only
did.
yes, this is the only feasible about the inheritance. If you are not inheriting, if you are not inheriting this, okay, you cannot assign this line. This is the added feature. Till now, always you know ki this is the base class, you write base class. This is the subclass, generally you write a subclass in this way, right? But now inheritance say ki here you can write the base class as well as, right? So this kind of a feature only feasible from the inheritance. If your these two classes have an inheritance relationship, so you can create object. If both are the not inheritance, you cannot create. So this is the new things you learn today. Means here left hand side the different things and right hand side the different things. Is it only feasible due to inheritance? Both are the have a relationship. Subclass is the relationship with the base class. Due to compiler allow you can create, right? So you have to do some practice and then you have to discuss how you'll do it, right?
Yes.
This is the new thing. Till now, whatever you learn is always you know whenever you want to create the object, you want to create the object like a string here, a string s equal to new string, right? Here means here left hand side and right hand side always the same, right? In the case of like base b equal to new base. Generally till now we have studied in this way, object will create it. Left hand side and right hand side both with the same name. But inheritance help us the one new concept. Left side anything, maybe superclass, and right side can be subclass. This is the new things. This is only feasible through the inheritance. If your this class is not inheriting from here, you cannot write this code. This is known as a runtime polymorphism. Runtime, you are saying this B object are holding the object of base class or holding the object of your subclass. This is known as a runtime polymorphism. Runtime, this calculate function is going to decide which class method I am going to invoke. I am going to invoke method from the base class. Here I am going to invoke method from subclass. If you are assigning a subclass object, I am invoking from the subclass. If you are inviting the object of base class, this function invoke the from your base class. So do some practice and we again discuss things, right?
Yes, sir.
So almost lots of things we cover in this session. First, inheritance, okay, and inheritance means we have a one class, okay, and inherit all the public data member inside your subclass. Inheritance using the extend keyword, and after that we have learned polymorphism. Polymorphism can be two types. One is the compile time, one is the runtime. Compile time known as your method overloading. Runtime polymorphism known as your overriding. You just go through these all the concept. Any doubt we can discuss again. Till now, lots of doubt. Until you are not doing practice, you not know how the compiler work. So, okay for the day?
Yes, sir.
If we
Yes,
have
sir.
any doubt, we can discuss. What do you think? Or my suggestion, let's do practice. What, how you do inheritance, how do method overloading, how do method overriding. Method
Yes.
overloading known as a compile time polymorphism, method overriding known as a runtime polymorphism. So polymorphism is a two form. One form is a compile time, one form is a runtime. Runtime is a overriding, compile time is a overloading. Uh, Overloading can be feasible in one class, but overriding always need inheritance.
Okay.
So from this note, we can close the call and let's you
Yes.
practice and note down all the doubts we can discuss next.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.